In this video there will be a talk and a guided meditation, a breathwork guided meditation. There's also a menu in the description below, so you can go to any part of that you wish. I am going to be teaching holographic breathing, and then we're going to use that to work with the pelvic floor, the diaphragm under the ribs, and the diaphragm of the roof of the mouth and through the whole cranial base. So we're going to be working with those three diaphragms. We're going to include in that, we're going to include the genitalia and different energies in the pelvis, and we're going to include the whole pelvic floor, including the sacrum. So this is quite an involved webinar. If you're new, just learning holographic breathing, if you just do that, that will change your life, and then you can go over this as many times as you wish. It will open up in new levels each time that you do it. I am the founder of holographic breathing. I will describe holographic breathing so you know what it is. I'll also describe it just before we go into the meditation, where I'll be teaching it, so you don't have to remember it, because I'll go over it, and in the guided meditation, I'll be talking you into it, so you don't have to remember what I'm saying, but I just give you a visualization of it so you are prepped for the meditation. In holographic breathing, the lips are relaxed and closed all of the time, so the breath is through the nose, and the upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and on the in-breath with the lips closed, on the in-breath the jaw is gently opening, and on the out-breath the jaw is gently closing. I will demonstrate that. You may not see the movement of the jaw, or you might see it, but it's slow, it's fairly small, but it's a real movement. It's not a visualization. The jaw is moving, and it just becomes a natural thing and spreads through the whole body. So it just becomes part of your breath and brings all sorts of healing dynamics with it. But I will demonstrate that so that you can see that, or you get an image of that deeply relaxing, meditative breathwork modality. So I'll just do 2 or 3 breaths. So holographic breathing is deeply relaxing, deeply spiritual breathwork modality. And it works strongly with the diaphragm, so you get a really good expression through the diaphragms of the body. I will talk a little bit about my vision. As I say, there is a menu, so you can skip forwards, go back, whatever you want to do, but I want to speak a bit about my vision for holographic breathing. Holographic breathing came through channeled to me. It's kind of a blinding flash of light, and it just started. There was a lead up to it, but it just went off. It wasn't like I tried to do it. It just started happening. And so this was round about 2002, and I have taught it ever since. It's been the only work I've done since then is teaching holographic breathing. So I've taught it for the last 23 years. My mission is that it's available for everyone, who's got internet, but also between everyone, that holographic breathing is available to everyone on the planet. For me, it's a truly incredible breathing modality. It's deeply, deeply healing. Yoga teachers use it, Tai Chi instructors, Qigong people use it, yoga teachers use it. It's a deeply meditative healing. Everyone uses it, well, not all the different healing modalities. People from all of the different healing and breathing modalities use it. But it is there available for free in videos like this, so you can learn it. Please like this video, because I would like that everybody learns this, and before I die would be great. It doesn't cost you anything, so if you like this, if you enjoy this meditation, please hit the like button, subscribe so that you can see more of these videos. Make a comment, share something in the comments of how you felt about the meditation. You can ask questions in the comments. It would be really great if this, well, already, you know, my YouTube channel's had nearly well over 200, I think 230,000 views it's had. So people are watching and learning it, but it'd just be really good if that picked up pace. So, you know, if you enjoy this, please help me with my mission. Doesn't cost you anything. Press that like button, press the subscribe button, and comment. So it would be great if this could fundamentally help the planet. I can feel the channels behind this, and I can feel them talking through me at the minute. Really do it. Hit that like button and help this healing energy spread through mankind and through the earth and nature and everything. This is truly a magnificent healing new paradigm of breathing leading into the new age. So my vision is that that energy, this breath work, this unfolding goes out across the whole planet, and everyone gets the chance to be inspired and healed by it. And if that inspires you in any way, all you have to do is like this video. If you want to do more, tell someone about it, share it, comment. These things all help. They all help with the algorithms. I think the algorithm is a bit against me. So, you know, if that inspires you, these energies coming through and healing the planet, very simple. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All right, well, that is the vision. It's a good vision, you know. It's a nice vision. It's a helpful vision. So to help that, like this video. Okay, so back into the content of what we're going to do. We're going to be working with the pelvic floor, and this is taught, in my opinion, wrongly in many spheres, and I've been teaching it as I'm going to teach it today for the last over 20 years, and now many people are coming round to my way of teaching. Now, it may be different with people's normal breathing, but this is how it works in holographic breathing, and if you do the meditation, you will just feel just a depth of breath working with the pelvic floor in this way that isn't normally available. So this balloon, I've taken it out of somebody. It was their abdomen, and to demonstrate it to you, I've taken it out. So this is the abdomen. Now, for the abdomen stays the same volume. This balloon stays the same volume. So for the abdomen to expand forwards and out to the sides, it has to contract top to bottom, like that. Now, many people teach this, and I think wrongly, that the diaphragm pulls down and the pelvic floor is pushed down by it. So it's like, it just goes like that. But my experience in holographic breathing is they pull together, and that gives, can you see how that gives a much stronger expansion of the breath than that? Breathing in, breathing out. So that, and it gives this top diaphragm something to pull through, and it pulls from the diaphragm back into the spine, into the quadratus muscles, into all of the muscles of the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, the muscles of the pelvic floor. Now, the pelvic floor doesn't necessarily just pull up, but it at least holds against and balances. It's not just this flapping thing where the pelvic diaphragm comes down and that just pushes this membrane down. No, it's muscles, and they automatically hold against it. As that is pushing down, they automatically hold against it. So if you imagine your pelvic floor going down and then tightening on the way up, it's not a healthy thing. You know, many people are coming back to me, you know, through birth. They're saying, well, if you tighten on the out breath, that is making the pelvic floor hard. It's not particularly good for birth. You'll find this way of watching it, it truly exercises it. You're not forcing it, it's just naturally doing it. It's naturally holding, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And that is what happens through, if you're doing a whole body breath, all the muscles of the chest, for the ribs, the diaphragm, all the muscles of the spine, all the muscles coming up to the cranium, the muscles, they're all tightening or holding into the in-breath. They're all relaxing on the out-breath. So why wouldn't the pelvic floor do the same? So the way I teach this, if you want to do it the other way around, absolutely do it that way round, but try it for this meditation. Maybe do the meditation twice and try it once with it tightening and once with it relaxing. So, you know, I think I'm right. You don't have to think I'm right, but you can try both ways. You can use your brain. You can, you know, you don't have to think, oh well, they're right, he's wrong. Try it yourself, experiment. So the way I'm teaching it, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Osteopaths, cranial sacral therapists, people I work with, breathwork, coming round to my way of thinking on this one. So that is how we will be working with the pelvic floor, and I'm gonna you can just go to the meditation and do it, but I'm gonna describe the anatomy of the pelvic floor. Now, part of the pelvic floor is the sacrum. Here we've got a pelvis. This is the sacrum at the back. It's a rather dirty pelvis, but it actually shows it up in good form when it's a bit dirty. That's the right way. Go on, get on. Spine has fallen off there. This is the sacrum at the back. This is the sacrum removed. Now, in osteopathy, in craniosacral therapy and breathing, and with holographic breathing, the sacrum does this motion: breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So if you're lying down and it's here, breathing in, breathing out. So it tucks under in there. Now, the sacrum is half of the pelvic floor. So in that scenario, you see that it isn't ballooning down, it is lifting up. That the pelvic floor, this is half of, the pelvic floor rises up around the whole sacrum. So it is tucking under. The pelvic floor is rising on the in-breath, relaxing down on the out-breath, rising on the in-breath, relaxing down on the out-breath. So within that, it's at least holding. So with this motion of the sacrum, as in all cranial sacral therapy, cranial, it is doing that. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. So we'll be working with this at the back, which is the more physical structure and relates the hara, the bones, the muscles. And we'll be working with this front part, which is the clitoris, the penis, the vagina, the anus, the urethra, all of the muscles of the pelvic floor, the urogenital diaphragm. So you've got this more physical motion at the back, then you've got all of the different colours of the sexual energies at the front. And we work with all of those organs in different ways in holographic breathing. So breathing in, breathing out. So that motion, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. And as that happens, that is happening naturally, and you just key into it. You don't do it. See, it isn't tightening your pelvic floor and relaxing your pelvis. It's not like letting it go down and then tightening, letting it go down. This is what's happening. It's just, you're just being with that. You will feel it. I'm not asking anybody to tighten and relax anything. You just feel it. You can feel it on the in-breath and relaxing on the out. The same as the diaphragm under the lungs. You're not doing it. It's like it happens on the in-breath. It tightens and pulls down. It relaxes and lifts. This is the same. It tightens and it pulls up on the in-breath, relaxes down, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now what is moving this is I'm sorry, I'm a bit stroppy or maybe sounding a bit strong here, but there's such a vast proliferation of people who think it goes the other way. I feel like I'm fighting against the tide, but all I can say is I'm right, and God is behind me, because God's behind all the divine energies, behind holographic breathing, and they back me up. But I say to you, that's you there, try it. Try it yourself, rather than listening to me, and try what I'm saying, and do it both ways and see what happens. As soon as I do it the other way, the whole energy of holographic breathing just disappears out through my bum hole and out through my pelvic floor. When I do it like this, breathing creates this kundalini in the sexual organs, in the sacrum, that rises up through my whole body and feeds my whole body. And quite often in breathwork, they'll say at the end, they do it right. This is through the whole in-breath, but I've heard it in many times. They coming towards the end of the in-breath and they tighten the pelvic floor, and that sends the kundalini up. Well, it is through the whole in-breath, this tightening releases the sexual energies up through the spine. It fills the whole body. If you do it the other way, all this energy just releases out through your bum hole, through your pelvic floor, and out and gone. It doesn't work. May work with your normal breathing, does not work with holographic breathing. If you want to get this feeling, massaging the sexual organs, releasing that sexual potency in it, rising through the body, do it like this. You can swap, try it both ways, see what it feels like. So there's something moving the sacrum, and that's the muscles of the breath in the pelvis. So I'm not sure if you can see this. Which one do I want to show you first? Well, it's more prominent on the male one. Let's look at the male, because it's a bit bigger. It's not that it's bigger in male, but the picture is bigger. So you've got the sacrum coming down here, you've got the rectum here. Notice how people think of the pelvic floor from the sacrum to here, just this bit. But sorry, from the rectum to here, people think that small bit there is the pelvic floor. But notice how the pelvic floor fills the whole pelvis, and the rectum is actually a little bit forwards from center. Center is about here. The rectum's here. So people are just thinking of this bit as the pelvic floor, but actually it's this whole thing. And you've got all of these muscles. See this muscle in the middle? Now this is slightly tightening and it's pulling through the rectum, the urethra, you got the stem of the penis through there, and for the women you've got the clitoris, the vagina. It's pulling through this, giving this slight tensing on it. Feels nice. If you do this, it feels nice. Good fun. This is tightening, and this is pulling the sacrum under. And then you've got these muscles. This one's coming out to joining to the outside of the femur, to the thigh bone. This is coming down to the sit bones. Again, they're tightening on the in-breath, and they give this motion as these all subtly tighten on the in-breath. All of these muscles, they pull the sacrum under. This feeling everybody has in cranial sacral therapy, muscles in a very relaxed, passive way, they pull it under on the in-breath. As they relax, they let it go. The muscles of the breath, of the pelvis, pull the sacrum under on the in-breath and relax it out. Now, it's not like something you do. It's not like you consciously try and tighten the muscles of your diaphragm for them to tighten. You just breathe in. You just become conscious. The diaphragm pulls in. So you can't, I don't know that you can physically just tighten the muscles of your diaphragm, but it's part of the breath. You just become aware of the breath. You start feeling this, and all of these muscles with this kind of passive type, it's not like big like the diaphragm, it's holding against it or tightening so that they don't just get pushed out, that they just gently tighten. That pulls the sacrum under, relaxes it back. So let's go back to the more female ones, because it shows the curvature of it. This is heavy, this book. So this is the other way round. You've got the sacrum there. This is lying down. So again, this is the sacrum. So this is lifting on the in-breath. So it's breathing in, breathing out. So it's lifting, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. So this is tucking under, breathing out. So from all the osteopaths, breathing in, breathing out. So can you see how that is half of this curvature? So this is coming up, this is tucking under, so this is also tucking up, and these muscles going directly forwards and out to the side, they all tighten to pull that under. This tightens to pull that up. So all of those muscles of the pelvic floor, they go into this very gentle, it's not like hard, it's like just whoosh, very subtly breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And so the diaphragm has got something to pull to. And I'm going to a lot of trouble to teach you this. Press the like button. Respect. I mean, since the internet, are the people giving stuff away for free? Respect your YouTube people. Give them something back. You know, the main people, they get everything. But the likes of me, press that like button. Subscribe. Write something in the comments. Give something back. God is telling you. God is saying what it is, the divine energies, whatever name you've got of whatever the higher energies are, ask them. Ask them, do you want me to press the like button? If they don't want you, don't. If they do want you, press the like button. I almost swore. Press that like button. See, I'm frustrated. You know, if you'd been teaching this for 20 years, and you thought it was the best thing. I mean, I just do it all day. I do it in the morning. I just get these I would have died of Lyme disease. It's my life, and I just think it's so fantastic. And it's frustrating to me. I find it frustrating that the whole world doesn't understand, can't see what I see, can't feel what I feel. If you try it and work with it, you'll be able to. You know, do it, engage in it, enjoy it, let people know about it. Don't let my life be in vain. You know, the whole world should be doing it. It's the most fantastic thing. It is truly the most fantastic thing. So, you know, really get into this meditation. Try my other YouTube videos. There's just loads of free info. I've been really so generous of what I've given away just to try and get the world to do this. Engage in it. Do it. Just do it. And you'll get the most amazing benefits. Ask your higher self, ask your God, whatever you call it, ask, should I try this? Go on, do it now. Ask God, ask the higher self, should I do this meditation? Ask them that. Should I reciprocate in some way by liking this and commenting? Should I practice this? Will this aid my life? Ask your higher self. Try that. I'm just frustrated and pissed. Well, not pissed off, because, you know, I can happily live. I make enough money from teaching as it is to happily live. I just want people to do it and to thrive with it. Worldwide, like other things are worldwide. I want this to be worldwide. So, you know, join in. Ask your higher self. All right. So, and we're going to be working with the skull, and we're going to be working with the muscles, tightening on the in-breath. The trapezius muscles here, they're tightening, they're pulling the skull down. The scalene muscles from all around here coming into the spine, coming into the cranial base, they're tightening, they're pulling the skull down. With holographic breathing, there's this movement of the jaw. These muscles, top of the chest, they're pulling down. The diaphragm is dropping, the trachea is dropping, the tongue is dropping, it's connecting to the roof mouth, and it's connecting, pulling it down. So all of these muscles are pulling down on the in-breath in holographic breathing. Maybe not with your normal breathing, but with holographic breathing, and they sit on the spine. So this is all being pulled down onto the spine here. That opens up the back of the cranium, that opens up the sides of the cranium, that opens up the sides of the face, and you get this flowering movement of the skull. And we're going to be working with we start off with the movement of the jaw, teaching it in holographic breathing. We are gonna see how that the underside, this may fall off. I'm hoping that if the face isn't going to fall off, I'm hoping it's going to stay on there. The underside of the cranium is at the same level as the roof of the mouth. So it's a bit, I'll turn it upside down so it doesn't fall off. So it's a bit like a diaphragm, and this is relating more to the sacrum. I'll put it the right way up because I want it to relate. So this is like the sacrum for the head. It's doing the same motion, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing. It's got a very physical, muscly, bony feeling of it. And then as you move forward, now you've got this phoenix. This is the genitalia. You've got also the yellow energies are through here. The palatine bones aren't there, but they're the yellow energies. You've got the blue energies, the penis, vagina, the clitoris, the erectile tissue of the penis, are the yellow energies. So this is like the sacrum here, and then this is all the different energies of the pelvic floor and the sacrum. Breathing in, breathing out. It's pelvic floor, cranium. The pelvic floor, you get this lovely pull from the pelvic floor to the underside of the cranium. Breathing in, everything expands out sideways. Breathing out. So people don't experience that. I go into a special feeling, which is that because it's shortening, the body will shorten top to bottom and expand sideways, the same as the balloon I was showing you. Breathing in, the spine is tensing, very slightly shortening. Breathing out, so you get this tension top to bottom. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So I do it. I don't know if the face is going to fall off. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And I'll show you that with the balloon. See, we're used to thinking everything expands on the in-breath and contracts on the out-breath. Only the lungs can do that. The abdomen can't do that, can't expand in all directions, stays the same volume. So the same as head, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So there's this diaphragm doing it, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And there's this diaphragm doing it, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. This is the sacrum here, this is all the genitalia there, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. So we're going to work with that. This will obviously exercise through all the muscles of the spine, all the different energies, the kundalini, everything. This is an in-depth webinar. This is normally a paid-for webinar, but I thought I'd teach something more complicated today. All right, that's all you're going to get on the description. We're going to go in. We're just going to do that as a meditation. All right, so I will describe and demonstrate the holographic breathing again, and then we will go into the meditation. I will teach you holographic breathing in the meditation, and then we will go into the experience of the pelvic floor. Now, I'm going to do one more thing. The clitoris. Here we have a clitoris. For the men, these two, I call it a different anatomy. These are the bulbs of the clitoris. These are the legs of the clitoris. This is the head of the clitoris. Now, in the male, these two bulbs come together as one bulb in the middle. Now, this clitoris is a bit large for the pelvis, so it's not going to be a bit big to fit in there. So the clitoris fits in here, because we'll be working with the clitoris along with the pelvic floor. Go on, stop, go on. So there we have it. So it's bigger than it actually would be, but the legs of the clitoris travel down here, and the legs for the penis travel down here. The bulb of the penis comes back here, and this is more, rather than this part of the penis, we're more working with how it's more strongly mirroring the clitoris here, and with the wrong way around. There we go. Those two bulbs, the vagina and urethra in here, those two bulbs come together and make one bulb in the middle for the penis. But the legs, they both drop down to here. The men have got one bulb in the middle, the women have got two bulbs, the urethra, the vagina, the rectum right next to the whatever, the coccyx there. But all of that gets exercised with this lightly tightening and relaxing of the pelvic floor. All right. Okay. All All right, closing your eyes. No, don't close your eyes. I'll demonstrate holographic breathing again. Closing your eyes. Don't close your eyes. I'll demonstrate. Sorry. In holographic breathing, again, I will teach it in the meditation, so you're just getting a visual of it, so don't get worried. You don't have to think, I've got to remember exactly that, because I'll go through it stage by stage in the meditation. The lips are relaxed and closed. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose on the in-breath with the lips closed, the jaw gently relaxing. Real motion. Half a finger width, 3 or 4 millimeters, the jaw gently opening. On the out breath, the jaw is gently closing. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So I'll demonstrate that. You might not see the motion of the jaw because it is quite slow. And it is deeply relaxing, deeply healing. For new people, it's good to learn this sitting up. For the actual learning and getting to the initiation, there's a certain initiation in holographic breathing where it just starts. I teach it as an exercise, but then we just get to a point where it just merges with your breath and it feels like an initiation. So at that point, once it's going and it's in your body and just happening, then you can lie down if you want. But until that is actually going, and I will say at a certain point, if you want to lie down now. But for new people, if you actually want to learn it, best to do it sitting up, because there's a good chance people will miss bit or just fall asleep if they're not seated. All right, let me just move a bit more centrally. Okay, we're going to start. So closing your eyes. If you know holographic breathing, doing that. If you don't know holographic breathing, just breathing gently. And we're going to start off by bringing in some energies and resources for the meditation and for learning holographic breathing. So we're just going to spiritually bring in some energies. So sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth, and allowing the earth to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self, and allowing the higher self to say hello back. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the beneficial energies. These are any higher beings, divine energies, divine teachers, anyone you normally work with, long as it's beneficial. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the beneficial energies, and letting those energies say hello back. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. and asking the earth, the higher self and the beneficial energies to be with you through this whole meditation and video as your healing guide and resource. Okay, so we're going to start learning the holographic breathing. For the new people, it is best to be seated at this stage. So the lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose. And now, just to get the experience that you can move the jaw up and down without opening the lips, just bouncing the jaw up and down, a bit like chewing, so you get the experience that you can move the jaw and keep the lips closed. So it's a physical, real motion of the jaw. Just bouncing the jaw up and down. Now slow that down and relax that down. So rather than bouncing the jaw, just relaxes open, relaxes closed, and the lips stay closed. And when you feel ready, as the jaw is gently opening with the lips closed, allow the breath to come in through your nose. As the jaw will just relax closed on its own. As the jaw just relaxes closed, the breath gently comes out through the nose. Jaw relaxing open on the in-breath, or the jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose. The jaw relaxes closed, the breath comes out through the nose. Notice how it feels like a little bellows as the jaw relaxes open, the breath comes in through the nose. As the jaw relaxes closed, the breath leaves through the nose. Jaw is opening, the teeth are separating, letting the breath come in through the nose. The jaw relaxes closed, the breath leaves through the nose. The teeth are coming back together. The teeth slowly come back together, lightly touching. There's no pressure between the teeth. Either they're slightly separate or they're just touching. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. We're now going to change the gestalt. We're going to bring the emphasis to the nose from the jaw. So breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice how it becomes more meditative, softer. Feel the energies moving through your brain and through your body. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. Going to integrate that with the whole body. Breathing in, the chest is opening, the jaw follows. As your chest opens, the jaw relaxes open. The lips stay closed all of the time. Breathing out, the chest closes, the jaw follows. It just aligns with your breath. Breathing in, your abdomen opens, the jaw gently opens. Breathing out, the abdomen closes and the jaw gently closes. Dropping right down into your pelvis, breathing in, the pelvis opens. Breathing out, the pelvis closes. To the sides, it opens out to the sides as you breathe in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the pelvis closes, the jaw closes. And feel it through your arms, legs, hands and feet. Breathing in, they're opening. Breathing out, they're closing. You feel it through every cell. You feel it. Notice how you can feel it in a subtle way through your whole face, the eyes, the brain, the head, the whole cranium, the neck. It's brought this whole breath to you. Feel your cranium breathing. You feel your brain breathing. And just feeling that lovely opening out to the sides, closing immediately. So there's this lung experience that everything's opening out to the sides as you breathe in, closing as you're breathing out. And notice how it feels like this movement of the mouth feels like a very subtle form of suckling. And we're going to start connecting up that more vertical motion, which is it shortens top to bottom and everything opens sideways. So we've still got all of it opening sideways to create that. There's a shortening top to bottom, a lengthening, narrowing on the out breath. Breathing in, shortening and widening. Breathing out, lengthening and narrowing. And what I want you to do is having the tongue connected to the roof of the mouth. And feel down your spine, right into the back of your pelvis and into the sacrum, which is rounding round, and the coccyx are coming right down close to the anus. Feeling the tongue on the roof of the mouth and feeling this pull from the roof of the mouth to the sacrum. So it's like or the base of the sacrum, so it's tucking the sacrum under. Roof of the mouth and sacrum pulling together as you breathe in. Relaxing apart as you breathe out. The sacrum is half of the pelvic floor, or the back half of the pelvic floor, or the pelvic diaphragm. Breathing in, it's a bit like the roof of the mouth and the sacrum pulling together as you breathe in. Roof of the mouth and the sacrum dropping apart as you breathe out. Dropping back in your cranium to the lower back and underside of the cranium. And now this pulls you much more into the back of your body, and your back of your body breathing. And they're both doing the same movement. They're both kind of pulling together and tucking under on the in-breath. Breathing out, they're both drifting apart and relaxing. Or they're tensioning. All of the muscles between them are kind of tensioning as if they're being pulled together and tucking under. Drifting apart and flapping back. And from the back and underside of the cranium, you can feel it from here extending forwards through the whole underside of the cranium and through the mouth, roof mouth. Notice how this is much more different colours, much lighter energy. There's heavy, strong physical energy at the back of the head, then all of these colours as it moves through all of the different parameters of movement through the underside of the cranium and the roof of the mouth and the cheekbones. And connecting that to the pelvic floor. Pulling together as you breathe in, or all of the muscles between them stressing and tightening to open the breath on the in-breath. Chest and the abdomen open. All of the muscles relaxing on the out-breath and the whole underside of the skull here drifting and the pelvic floor drifting apart. And feel the sacrum tucking under, and then you've got all of the pelvic floor and the genitalia and all the different colours of energy. Feel this mirrored in the underside of the face and cranial base. And also feel the pelvic, the chest diaphragm pulling down to the pelvic floor and the underside of the cranium and face pulling down on the in-breath, and then both relaxing apart on the out-breath. Feel this deeper, darker, muscular, bony energy in the sacrum and back of the cranium, and then all of these brighter, more movable energies in the front and the face and the front of the pelvic floor. And feel it through the clitoris, feel it through the penis, through the legs of the penis, the bulb of the penis, the bulbs of the clitoris, the legs of the clitoris. All breathing. Sitting back into the sacrum, sitting back into the lower back of the head, and feeling all of these colours and different energies as you work forwards. This very subtle tightening on the in-breath, very subtle relaxing on the out-breath. Through the back of your body, it's not really the front of the body and chest are opening, but through the back of the body, through the spine, through the pelvic floor, through the base of the face and cranium. Front of the body is opening, but through the whole back of the body, through the pelvic floor, through the roof of the mouth, through the diaphragm, all very subtly tightening and pulling together, all very subtly relaxing and drifting apart. Very good for healing the genitalia and the sexual energies. Very good for the breathing motion of the cranium. Breathing that in your own way. And then letting that go, letting just become more aware that it's just opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath through the abdomen and chest, face and head. There's a sideways opening through the whole body and head on the in-breath, closing medially on the out-breath. Letting that relax. Going to come back in about a minute. Just breathing gently through your whole body. Let it breathe however it wants to breathe. Generally, we won't feel this shortening and lengthening in our normal breath. I'm just bringing people's attention to it as an exercise. But you just breathe gently with the holographic breathing, with your whole body. Okay, and sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth, for love and healing to the higher self and beneficial energies, and allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. So it's good to repeat this webinar and do it together with all of the different free webinar, this video, repeat this video, and all the other free videos that give lots of different dynamics to start feeling this in more depth. So there's all of that free work involved. If you want individual sessions or the more advanced webinars, you can go to my website. There's a link in the description below. Please get involved in my mission, or make it your mission. Like, share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to work with me in person, I do occasionally run, normally once a month, run free webinars. If you want to go into it in depth, I do healing sessions, kind of healing, breathing, anything you want to work with, any traumas, any obstacles in your life, or spiritual, anything. We teach holographic breathing. We work with any dynamics of whatever you want to work with. And there are advanced webinars. So all of that. If you found this useful, like, share, pass it on. You know, really, I would love it if the whole world had this resource. There's so many difficult things happening, there's so many hard things happening, there's so many unfair things happening that we feel powerless. A lot of people feel powerless to do anything about. You can spread good, you can spread helpfulness really easily just by liking this video. Comment in the description, ask questions, comment in the comments. Ask questions in the comments. All of that. Help this spread. Help my vision spread. If nothing else today, you can help my vision spread. That everyone in the world can have this resource. I've got hundreds of free videos. Everyone can have this meditational and healing resource. I feel so healed by this all of the time when I do meditations. I breathe all day like it, do meditations in the morning. I just feel so unbelievably healed by it, and I would love the rest of the world to have that experience as well. Maybe people wouldn't be so pressed to go out and do terrible things if they felt good inside. You can do good inside by helping me with the algorithms on YouTube and passing this on. And there really is divine energies come through these videos. The divine energies come down into them, and they help people connect to their own divine energies. All right, thank you so much for coming and doing this video and working with it. Well done. All right, and I look forward to seeing you another time. Thank you.